That's just excuses. Don't be deceived by those. She's really dumb. She didn't even finish college. Really? She's dumb? Well, she wasn't when she was working with me to build a school. What? What are you talking about? She's worked with you before? Why did I never hear about this? She's technically a co-founder of the school.
Hi there, I'm Lisa, Anthony's ex-wife. Let me tell you about the time when my husband still got schooled, even though between us two, he was the only one who got to finish schooling. You see, when he was still my husband, Anthony had this hobby of making me doubt my intelligence. At first, it was subtle, with the remarks here and there that made me question myself, but over time, it became more evident, as he consistently belittled my opinions and treated me like a child that couldn't make her own decision. It was exhausting, and I grew tired of feeling like I wasn't smart enough for him. It seemed like no matter what I did, I couldn't escape the feeling that I wasn't good enough in his eyes. As I sat down with a heavy heart, I recalled all the times Anthony made me doubt myself. It wasn't just one or two isolated incidents. There were countless moments when his words chipped away at my confidence. I remember the time we were at a family gathering at Anthony's parents' house, discussing a recent news event. He simply rolled his eyes and chuckled as he dismissed my opinions as naive and uninformed.
Oh, Lisa, you always have the most naive views on things. You should really educate yourself more before speaking and hope that one day you can actually contribute something valuable to the conversation.
Feeling frustrated and hurt, I tried to stand my ground. My views are based on my understanding of the situation. I may not have all the facts, but that doesn't mean my opinion is invalid. But Anthony's condescending tone and his family's nods of agreement made me feel like an outsider among them. Then there was also that time when we tackled some home repairs together, as I suggested a solution to fix a leaky faucet that's been making our water bill more expensive. Anthony smirked and shook his head.
That's not how it's done, Lisa. Let me handle this. I think this is too complicated for your brain.
I felt a mix of frustration and anger bubbling inside me. I wasn't a home repair expert, but I know I am at least capable of learning and helping. I can't handle it? Just show me what to do and I'll follow your lead. He reluctantly showed me how to fix the faucet, but his demeaning attitude, acting disappointed with my every move, made the experience far from enjoyable. One particular incident stood out vividly in my mind. It was when I mentioned that I was considering going back to school to finish my degree. I saw skepticism in his eyes.
Do you really think you can handle college after all these years? It's not as easy as you think. I'm not even sure if you're cut out for that. It's a competitive field and you need to be really smart and driven to succeed.
It didn't take me long to realize that Anthony's constant belittling was rooted in the fact that I hadn't finished college. He knew that I had left my studies due to personal circumstances, but instead of being understanding, he used it as ammunition to make me feel inferior. I couldn't help but feel constantly judged for a choice I had to make years ago, one that has shaped me into a strong and capable person I am today. I had built a successful career and created a loving home for our daughter, but Anthony's attitude seemed to undermine all of that. As I mastered the courage to have that difficult conversation with Anthony, life had a cruel way of intervening. Before I could confront him about his hurtful behavior, I received a shocking revelation. Anthony had already left me for another woman. It was midnight when it happened. Anthony had just walked through the door looking disheveled and guilty. It was evident that he had just come from spending time with someone else, and my heart sank as the pieces started to fall into place. Anthony, where have you been? Why did you come home so late looking like you just did the deed with someone else? Anthony tried to avoid my gaze.
Look, it's not what you think. I can explain.
Sure, go ahead and explain it then. I'm listening.
It's so complicated. I was just...
You were what?
Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to try and lie about it. This is my chance to break up with you. I'm cheating on you with someone else.
What?
I said what I said, Lisa. Don't make this harder than it has to be. I'll pack up my things and leave tomorrow. People break up, it's natural. Let's all be mature about this.
Are you serious about this? This is all so sudden and you don't even look affected for one bit, not one remorse? What about our daughter? Don't you care about her?
I can't just stay with you just for her. It won't be fair to any of us. I didn't even plan for this to happen. I just can't deny my feelings anymore. This woman that I'm now sleeping with, she is just so intelligent, ambitious, and beautiful. She challenges me and she can keep up with me, unlike you.
I was so offended by the fact that he would even list down the things he loves about her like a teenager describing his first crush to his mother. I felt so hurt and angry about how he could be this insensitive and disrespectful. All right, Anthony, I don't need to hear all the details. If you want to be with her, then so be it. Just go. At first, the news left me devastated and heartbroken. I couldn't help but wonder if all his belittling comments were about this other woman. Did he compare me to her constantly? Did he feel embarrassed to be with someone who hadn't finished college while she was accomplished and intelligent? It felt like my worth had been reduced to a simple educational qualification. But as days turned into weeks, something inside me shifted. I realized that his leaving wasn't a reflection of my worth or intelligence. It was about his insecurities and the flaws in our relationship. In a way, his departure was a wake-up call for me. It made me see that I deserved better, someone who loved and respected me for who I was without judgment or comparison. Still, I couldn't shake the nagging feeling in the back of my mind. While I firmly believe that educational attainment doesn't define a person's worth, I couldn't ignore the societal pressures and biases that still existed. I knew that in the real world, there might be people who would judge my daughter just as Anthony judged me. It would hurt me to witness my own daughter be bullied by other men based on superficial measures like education. Because of this, I vowed to provide my daughter with every opportunity to succeed and flourish. I wanted to equip her with the tools to face the world confidently, no matter what challenges came her way. Enrolling her in the most prestigious school became my mission. I wanted to give her a head start in life and empower her to believe in herself and her capabilities. As I researched the top schools in the area, I knew that it wouldn't be an easy journey. The competition was fierce and there was no guarantees of acceptance, but I was determined to do whatever it took to give my daughter the best chance possible. As the day for my daughter's DIA school enrollment interviews approached, I couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and anxiety. As I arrived at the prestigious school, I clutched Dia's hand tightly. Entering the school, my heart skipped a beat when I spotted Anthony in the distance. He was with his new wife and their child, the one he had chosen over our life together. Seeing them together brought back a flood of emotions, and I couldn't help but feel sadness in my heart. Anthony boldly approached us and acted like nothing ever happened between us.
Oh, hey, what are you doing here? Are you lost? Don't even bother to get an interview because you'll just be wasting your time. You wouldn't get in. This is for smart people, you know. And as per our last conversation, I think we have already established that you are not.
Dia is a bright and capable young girl. She deserves a chance like everyone else.
Huh, do you really believe that? Dream on. That will only be possible if she inherited 100% of my intelligence. So just pray that that is the case.
With that, he walked away. I can't believe that even if we are no longer together, he still managed to sneak and belittle me once more. I took a deep breath and reminded myself that this day was about Dia and her future. I wouldn't let anything distract me from supporting her in this important step of her life. As Dia and I were about to enter the room for the interview, I noticed Anthony's gaze fixated on someone behind us. I turned to see a man heading in our direction, and as he drew closer, my heart skipped a beat. It was the dean of the school, a distinguished figure I knew well. Before I could even greet him, Anthony interrupted, stepping forward with a smug grin on his face, eager to make a show of belittling me once again.
Oh, there you are. Are you the interviewer? I must say, be patient with them though. They can be a bit slow. I should know. I used to live with them.
I felt my cheeks flush with embarrassment and anger at Anthony's remarks. I wanted to tell him to stop, but I held my tongue, not wanting to cause a scene in front of Dia.
Excuse me? Yeah, I'm telling you. One time, she struggled to help Dia with her homework, and I bought her a jigsaw puzzle that she took hours to finish it. I can't even believe she had the nerve to actually step into this school.
Anthony, I struggled with Dia's homework and the jigsaw puzzle because I had to juggle it with the household chores you never offered to help me with.
That's just excuses. Don't be deceived by those. She's really dumb. She didn't even finish college. Really? She's dumb? Well, she wasn't when she was working with me to build a school. What? What are you talking about? She's worked with you before? Why did I never hear about this? Yeah, and that's why she had to stop college for a while. I am eternally grateful for her dedication and intelligence. She's technically a co-founder of the school.
Anthony's jaw practically dropped when he heard the revelation, unable to comprehend what he had just heard. It was as if a whole new side of me was disclosed, a side he had never known or bothered to explore.
Is this your daughter?
Yes, Dad. Her name is Dia. Anthony's eyes widened, connecting the dots in disbelief. He had never known about my involvement with the school, and now he was standing in front of the dean, the father of the woman he had belittled and underestimated for years. He felt a surge of embarrassment and shame as he realized the gravity of his ignorance.
You should be proud of your mother, Dia. She's a brilliant woman and played a significant role in making this school what it is today.
As the real interviewer greeted the dean, Anthony's face turned pale with disbelief. He had been expecting the man to be the one conducting the interview, not realizing that the esteemed figure standing before him was the dean of the school.
Good afternoon, Mr. Castillo. I apologize for the delay. No problem at all. Thank you for coming. Go ahead and proceed with the interviews. Wait, you're the dean? Yes, I am. And I must say, it's incredibly not smart to be unaware of that fact when you're enrolling here. Now, I believe you have wasted enough of your time. I think you're smart enough to just walk away.
At that moment, Anthony's arrogant demeanor crumbled as he was humbled by the revelation. Anthony mumbled a quick goodbye and left the room without a word. As the door closed behind him, I felt relief, validation, and a sense of vindication. With newfound confidence, I entered the interview room with Dia, knowing that I had nothing to be ashamed of. My past accomplishments and contributions were valued and recognized by none other than the dean himself, a man who had witnessed my intelligence and dedication firsthand. Dia's interview went exceptionally well, and I couldn't be prouder of my daughter's poise and confidence. She answered every question with intelligence and maturity, and I knew deep in my heart that she had what it took to excel in this prestigious school. No doubt, Dia had left a lasting impression, and I knew that she had made a strong case for herself. As we left the school that day, I felt a sense of relief and pride. Anthony's attempts to undermine us had failed, and Dia had proven her worth all on her own. A few days later, we received the news we had been waiting for. Dia was accepted into a prestigious school. The joy and pride in her eyes were enough to drown out all of Anthony's hurt hurtful comments. Dia had proven that she was more than capable, and I couldn't have been happier for her. I realized it didn't matter what Anthony or anyone else thought of us. We didn't need his approval or validation. What mattered was our belief in ourselves and our ability to rise above the negativity. As for Anthony, his words had lost their power over me. It was also too late when he realized that not only did his words and actions fail to sabotage Dia's chances, but he had also potentially hindered his own child's success. The encounter with the dean had not only exposed his ignorance, but also shattered the illusion he had created for himself. Turns out, life's enrollment interview had a surprise twist, and it wasn't just Dia who aced it, but Karma too. Better luck next enrollment, I guess.